live on YouTube. Hey, this is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. This is my channel where I play tabletop RPGs with good friends. Star Wars Saturdays is a series that I've been running for a couple of years now, as of this month. Every month I gather together with folks from the Gauntlet community and we tell an anthology set of stories using a different RPG system every month. This is Hutt Cartel. Cartel is an amazing Mexican narco fiction RPG by Mark Diaz Truman of Magpie Games. You successfully kickstarted a while back and is coming out soon. But I have taken the quick start rules of Cartel and reskinned all the bits that need to be reskinned to have it fit into Star Wars. I take my chocolate, I add some peanut butter, and I make a Reese Cup game. All the cool bits, all the mechanics that are amazing in this game are Mark Diaz Truman's. All the Star Warsy stuff is Disney's. I'm just here to have fun. We have 4 amazing players who have created their characters, gone through ties, chosen all their moves, and we are going to be playing for the last half of this 3-hour stint as we go into Sector 1313, which is a subterranean level of Coruscant. Coruscant is the capital world of the Empire. The time period of this game is just after Emperor Palpatine has been announced as having died in the second Death Star over the forest moon of Endor. And there is a guy named Sage Prestag, or Prestage, I don't know. There's no phonetics there, but basically a guy named Sage is the current standing emperor until someone supplants him. And while there was a large festival and celebration after Palpatine was announced to be dead, that was quelled because this is the heart of the Empire. And there are a lot of stormtroopers, including the Imperial Security Bureau and others. And so you guys all work for the Hutts. Although the Hutts are not here or present on Coruscant, you are their proxies. And you run the drug trade for them, moving spice. So what we're going to do is briefly have each of you describe your characters. And then we had, just before we went live, we had a couple of die rolls because there's some start of session moves. And one of them is going to kick us forward into an opportunity. If you could, Anders, please introduce us to your assassin.
Yes, my name is Anders. My assassin is Kras, the Trandoshan, ex-bounty hunter, drunkard, Java partier guy.
You're muted, Rich.
And he's an awesome Trandoshan who used to be a bounty hunter, but ran afoul of the cartels or the guild, the bounty hunter guild, and now he has to be an assassin. Devin, if you could introduce us to your hawk.
Hi, I'm Devin. I'm playing Pib Weebler, Jawa hawk. I run a little crew of Jawas that are rough and tumble, always ready to have a good time, always ready to rough somebody up for the right cause. I've recently taken on a job with this little cartel, running some security, holding down some choke points in the plaza.
Nice. And then Keith, if you could introduce us to your cook.
Yeah, Keith, pronouns he, him, and I am playing Cheek Yusak, Jawa cook, Pib Weebler's cousin, who got into this cartel thing thanks to Pib Weebler's tall tales, how successful you could be. Cheek started off with the science because the natural Jawa tinkering inclination was extremely strong in him, and turns out he's really good at making high quality, very pure wasted, although he's not sure about everything else around the cartel. His heart is not in it, but his hands and mind certainly are. And we'll see how long he can keep all these balls in the air as he supports his aunt, Tobin Yusak, who is Pib Weebler's own mother.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I love that connection so much. Thank you very much, Keith. And then last but not least, Tyler, introduce yourself and your character, please.
Hi there, I'm Tyler, he, him pronouns, and I am playing Screet Maltback, the drug lord of our cartel, who was kind of an upper crust person in his childhood, but with the Empire's rise became a bit of an outlaw and has risen in the Hutt's estimation to the point of their proxy here in the cartel for our plaza. He is urbane, well-dressed, seems like a fine, upstanding business person, but when his temper rises, violence soon follows.
We, as I've mentioned before, there was a die roll, a move at start of session that will kick us forward, and that is an opportunity for the drug lord to deal with one of his troubles. You chose to deal with the fact that you have a mole somewhere in your organization. And here is the opportunity that is presented to you. So there is a mole. You're aware of this mole. This mole works with the Pike Syndicate. And this mole has been selling off shipments, selling off locations of shipments. Which is one of the reasons that you pulled Pib Weebler into in his little gang in to help out with protection for those shipments that come out of Chick's hard to reach and hard to find little lab. And there is a Ratataki sex worker at a place called Setsu's Show Cantina. Her name is Atima. She is on row 11 of the NPCs and places, if you want to glance, but she just has a picture and the same stuff that I just told you. She just sent you a hot tip that the person or people who have been sending out notifications to the Pike Syndicate just sent out something from the show Cantina. So they just sent out a message, and she caught it and sniffed it. And it is the location of where Chick is basically handing over the next shipment of drugs. So here's the problem. You got to remember, you got a 7 to 9, right? Here's the thing. You can deal with your mole. You can protect your shipment. But you're going to have to split things up a little bit to deal with both. So that's what a team has just sent your way. Setsu's Show Cantina is on the other side of the sector from where you don't know where Chick actually works, but wherever Chick happens to Cheek, sorry, I keep saying Chick. I apologize, Keith. Cheek says, hey, it's done. Come pick it up. This is the place where you would come pick it up. I would imagine that Pib normally goes to pick up stuff. That's kind of his thing. He also deals with the choke points to keep you safe, but it wouldn't be out of bounds if you were sending Cross there or Crosh. But yeah, that's what all you get, Screet. What do you do?
All right. I have to think that, you know, if they're targeting the pickup spot, that's going to put Cheek in danger.
Oh,
and
yes.
I can't use my cook. Lose my cook there. So I think to where you say to try and get the mole, that would mean trying to get over there to the bar as quickly as possible. And
yes.
Either you're muted or I can't hear.
Test 1 2. Test
There
1
you
2.
go. My guess is I can't hear. I have a bad connection on my earphones.
Any better? Any better?
Yes. Yes, I'm fine.
Okay, you can hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. All right.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So, I hate to lose this mole, but I can't have my cook. I think
don't forget, you have 5 to 10 loyal enforcers.
Yeah.
And you can do stuff through people if you wanted to do that.
I think what I'm going to do is communicate to Pib if Pib's usually the one who goes to do the pickups.
Okay. Sweet. So let's jump on over to Pib Weebler. Pib, you and your gang, Orak and Krezo, is it Krezo or Krazo? How do you say it?
Krezo.
That is perfect, because that's what my brain wants to say anyway. Orak and Krezo are with you. Diz is not here. She hasn't responded to any of your comms this morning. Where do you normally hang out? Are you like slinging product? Are you relaxed somewhere? Where are you guys at when Screet reaches out to comm with you?
So we're normally working on a like Mondo Frankenstein speeder bike in an alley. It's a long-term project, and we're sort of always trying to put as many spare parts onto it as possible. It's a little kind of game of one-upsmanship that we play with each other.
Nice.
That's our downtime activity.
Yeah. So Krezo is he just came up with this like basically an egg baby carriage thing. And he's like, okay, so hear me out. Now I know the grab boosters are out, but we could hook this in, rip off the top. It's super cush inside, throw in a few extra furs, sidecar.
Ooh, love it. Love it. We gotta go for it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And he's very excited, and he's gonna get to, like, maybe he's got a hydro spanner, right? And he's gonna try to basically drill some bolt holes in the side so that this thing can become some kind of sidecar. And Orak is watching at the end of the alley, does the normal Jawa lookout thing, and he says, okay, we're looking good, boss. We're looking good.
Oh yeah, good work, Orak.
Nice.
Way to stay professional.
Well, he's solid. And then your comm lights up as you get a comm from your boss. You guys are finishing up, like you've just received a comm earlier from Cheek, maybe like a text comm saying, hey, ready for pickup. And you guys were finishing things up before you head that way. Maybe you're waiting for Diz. I don't know if you're going to ditch Diz or what, but Screet is reaching out to you via comms.
Mm-hmm. So I grabbed the little comm device, and I think immediately, Diz, I've been waiting to hear from you all day. We're trying to get the grab boosters off of this thing to put the sidecar on. It's going to look great, but I can't remember how you wired the grab boosters.
Pib Weebler.
Oh, boss. Oh, hey, everything's good. Everything's Orak.
I hope I'm not disturbing you.
No, boss. No.
Good. I believe that you will be making a pickup very shortly.
Right, yeah.
I should tell you. I believe that you will encounter some opposition there.
Okay.
I am currently looking into the source of our little problem, but I need you and your men to be on alert as best possible. And the most important thing, Cheek and the product must be secured. I know that Mr. Usok likes his privacy, but I would prefer that our cook be watched over as closely as possible. Get them and the product out. We will discuss with Cheek after that where best his laboratory should be.
Wow. So somebody's coming after the goods and the guy?
That is my fear.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll take care of him.
I have complete faith in you.
Right, boss.
All right. So Pib, you've just got the comm. I think that I think that Orak is like he totally listened in and he knows what needs to be done. Whereas Krazo is did not hear a word of that. He has gotten 2 bolts in. They're both too close to each other. So now he's gonna have to do a third bolt slightly farther away from the 2 original bolts. So that and he's muttering to himself. Diz still hasn't shown up. Orak says, I think we gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta get over there. Let's see. I guess I want to say, like, even though I haven't heard from Diz, I want to send Diz a message that's like business as usual.
Nice.
And then grab my other 2 guys. This job's going to be completely different. We're getting some heat. And Krazo, normally I know you get pretty excited, looking for a chance to rough some people up, maybe steal something off of them. But and normally I'd be there with you too, but today I have to focus on Cheek, because I'm worried that Cheek's in danger. So I'm going to need you to, Krazo, just do what you do. Make a big scene, make a lot of noise, protect the goods. But I'm going to have to go after Cheek.
Krazo nods, and the tip of his little hood kind of waggles back and forth like it normally does. And he'll reach into the little baby carriage thingy and pulls out his ion blaster and says, yeah. And he makes it go chuck chuck, even though it doesn't need to do that. He added that on because it sounds scary. And you guys will take off to meet up with Cheek. So Cheek, when you have this full everything ready to go in the wasted, what do you normally do? Like, are you the kind of person that just moves it out nearby from the corridors where you have your lab set up and you trust them to come pick it up? Or do you take it as far away from possible? Like, how secretive are you?
I don't know that it's so secretive, but I can't imagine it's just leaving it somewhere. Like, this is thousands and thousands of creds worth of product that it would be like, we tossed it in a trash can. I'm sure everything will be fine. So there's probably some sort of
trash compactors in Star Wars are very reliable.
they do what they need to do narratively.
There's like an yug at the bottom. It got totally high off wasted because of the last time you did that. So now you've changed plans.
We learned not to do that anymore. I'm imagining there's probably some kind of front, like a tea shop or something that's in on it, and they have the actual what is it, Camtono of the product underneath the counter, and they know the deal and get a certain cut for it. But it's like I drop it off with them and then generally try to get out of there.
Okay, say again. You drop a Camtono of it where?
Let's, instead of a tea shop, let's say a milk shop, so we can get some blue milk in.
Oh God, yes, yeah. Here, just take an XP. Like, you got blue milk in. That's the best. Sweet. Yeah. So you are heading to the shop, right, with your Camtono. Everything's fine, but when you get into the shop, so this is a blue milk shop. They serve blue milk and then probably baked goods of some kind. So it always smells really good in here. We'll say that it's run by. I'm going to look over my economy of NPCs. So we're going to say that it's run by a Rhodian named Chakub Nina. And Chakub is there. And he seems a little skittish when you come in. And does he know, or does he just like, you pay him to like, here, sit on this until these guys come by and pick it up? And it's all Jawa stuff and he doesn't need to know? Or does he have a strong suspicion of exactly what he sits on? Or
I mean, he doesn't know in the empirical sense of like absolute knowledge of what's going on, but he's not dumb. Like, I'm getting paid a lot to do absolutely nothing. This is incredibly suspicious. And I don't think Pib is subtle. Like, that's probably not in his vocabulary. So when he rolls up, he's clearly in some kind of tough guy business.
Nice. So when you come in with a Cantono, Jakub looks over at you, this big, huge, multifaceted Rhodian eyes, and he says, this, not today. Not today.
Make a big show of taking out my tablet. Yes, today. Show it to him.
Ooh, yeah. He sees that. I think you're trying to pressure him to go along with the normal deal that you guys have, right?
Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna resist, this is
he seems nervous for some reason. Like, he's never seemed to have a problem before, and all the other times you come in, he serves you a blue milk, he takes the Cantono, gets some credits, it's all good. But for some reason, he's super nervous. And you just lean on him a little bit. So go ahead and pressure someone. So when you pressure someone to go along with you, roll with hustle. On a hit, they will see your point.
Let's see. I don't think my hustle's go. It's lost my hustle. I think it's a 1. Yeah, it's a 7. Whee!
Oh, good. Yeah, good. On a hit, they see your point. They have to follow your lead for now or mark stress. And on a 7 to 9, you let something important slip as you bring your pressure to bear. So, what is it that you think you let slip?
Oh gosh. I mean, it's some amount of the inner working of the cartel. Like, this guy now has really not even a reasonable doubt. Like, he didn't know before, and that was kind of comforting. He could say, I actually don't know what's happening, but it's like, look, I need to get this wasted out from under me now, and you are the guy who's taking it.
His little proboscis kind of droops down sadly as he realizes what he confirmed, like, Santa Claus is not real, that's there, right in front of him. And he says, okay, but there was a weird droid that came in here earlier today. I'm really nervous about this, but okay, I'll until your other Drawa friend comes. I'll put it under the counter. But if that droid comes back in, I'll just sit on it. I'll keep it. And he takes the Cantono and he puts it underneath the little metal counter there near the milk dispenser. There's like this blue cow, kind of through 6-legged cow picture that's on like a hollow that kind of floats above. And the udders are where you pour out your little blue milk to get some. And he puts it underneath the counter, but his hands is up, his little hands that have the stickers on them and everything, the suckers. He goes, okay, I'll just sit on it. I hope your friend comes soon.
Just shaking my head at him. And I guess I don't know anything about what's going on.
You do not yet. So let me ask though, Screet, once you reached out to Pib, who are you going to reach out to next?
I'm reaching out to my gang and to Cross, probably.
Cool. So let's cut away from Cheek for just a moment. Your gang is there, right? I imagine, do you work from home? I guess is what I'm asking, Screet, or do you set up at some kind of establishment, some kind of fake business? Or
I think that, I keep this out of my house. There's probably an office somewhere to deal with business, but I probably personally have a couple of heavies near me all the time just in case. But the gang is out to, they may be in the office area, but they're not like sitting around at the conference table or anything.
Exactly. They don't help, and all they do is basically draw Corsac eyes, right? So you keep them close, but kind of they stay straight. Don't get messed up. Be ready to roll. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So do you imagine, as I'm looking over the NPCs and places, do you think you're at maybe like at like Viscosity, which is like a nightclub kind of deal with a lot of neon? Do you think you're near Setsu's show cantina, which would be kind of weird because that's where Tima is? Or do you think you're just some office, like an office park somewhere on the
do you mean where I am right now? Or
yeah. I'm just trying to get like a visual, like
I think
a mental.
I very likely am at home.
Oh, okay, cool.
And
yeah,
so
so you're just making these calls. Yeah, all right, got it.
I'm going to calm out.
Sweet. So you're gathering your gang to you. You reach out to Krosh. So Krosh, I'm curious, where do you spend your days when you're not working contracts for the cartel?
Probably some really cheap dive, not like this fancy place where the sex worker is. Just some place on a corner where there's a rickety bar and a couple of stools, and someone serves really cheap alcohol.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, so you're just drinking some cheap synth alcohol when Screet Montbank, your boss, gives you a quick comm. Are you casual enough to where you just take this comm right here at this little backyard bar, or do you actually step out into an alleyway to take the comm?
Oh, I take it right here. This is the place. This is the kind of place where nobody asks any questions.
And no questions asked. Perfect. So Screet, he answers pretty quickly. What do you do?
Cross, it would seem we have a traitor in our midst. I am going to look into it personally, and I would appreciate having you by my side. Can you meet me?
Oh, for sure.
We go to, what is it, Rich? Sendu's Cantina?
Yes, Setsu's show cantina.
Setsu's show cantina. And be prepared for action, my friend.
What kind of action?
Hopefully, we will just be picking up someone and then a little questioning. But if my suspicions are correct, there may be some who are keeping an eye on them. Be prepared for violence.
Oh, but no explosives.
I would hope not.
Okay.
Thank you, Cross. And I think I'm calming out to the gang rather than bringing it to me. I'm just sending to them. I'm trying to get them to get to the cantina, and nobody gets out without a tail.
All right, this sounds good. I'm just checking over the Plaza stuff. So, yeah, let's say that just so you kind of have a face to your faceless 5 to 10 enforcers. There's a Duros who currently works for you. He's not an assassin. He's just a hired hand. Pretty good with a gun. His name is Fantun Tredas. He is on row 11 and a picture of him, E11. Bingo.
I see him, yes.
Cool. So we'll just say, yeah, you reach out and Fantun's gathering up your guys, and we will do a Lucas-style scene wipe to Krosh and you and your... Do you roll with your crew?
I do have a roll if we're going to have them.
Let's do it. So, yeah.
So I'm doing big shot.
Okay.
I order my enforcer agents to solve a problem on my behalf. I roll with face, and so I will roll with face currently.
All right.
And that will give me a 10.
Nice. On a 10, all three, they keep their wits in focus. They minimize incriminating evidence. They avoid collateral damage. Now, what are you sending? What is the orders that you give them?
The order is to try and lock the place down. I'm trying to not let anybody out. And if anybody gets out, they better freaking have tailed them. Somebody better be on them.
Okay. Cool. So not a thing that they can do interminably because there's a show cantina, people are in and out, but they move quick, they lock it down, and they're keeping eyes on people in order for Krosh to come.
Right, the two of us to get there and do our thing.
Yeah. Cool. So, Malpunk, how do you arrive? Like, do you have a cool speeder kind of thing?
Yeah, I have my armored limo air speeder.
Nice. Oh, I love that. That sounds really, really cool. So yeah, you roll up. And Crush, how do you arrive? Do you just walk, or do you have a crap speeder or speeder bike, or what do we see as you show up here?
If it's close, I'll just walk there. I don't know if it's longer. I'll use this wheel vehicle.
Yeah,
Really,
we gotta have that on screen. You got that.
Yeah.
You show up on that. That is terrifying.
And that's really it's really an all-terrain kind of vehicle, so it's not really made for city streets, but so it makes a lot of noise and tears up the street. But that's just
like,
how I roll.
It's like showing up in a Bigfoot. He's like tearing up some of the Duracrete pavement as you show up, and we have two totally different pictures, right? We have this gigantic, like unicycle-y thing with you in the middle, and these crazy guns that are probably like marked safe but aren't at all, and then a sleek, armored brain of Shadowrun, too many years of Shadowrun, saying Mitsubishi Night Sky.
Exactly.
Cool. So you guys roll up, and you see Setsu Sho Cantina is there, and yeah, you will hear from your Duros contact. Fantoon says, "Yeah, boss. We've tailed the one guy that's left. He's just an Ugnaught. Don't think he's in anything. Everybody else is in."
Thank you very much. If you see anyone that's part of this organization leave, other than myself and Mr. Cross, I expect them waiting for me when I exit.
Absolutely, Mr. Montbay.
Thank you. Cross, let's go find a friend.
Okay.
Nice. The two of you step into the show cantina. The show cantina is like, it has live entertainment. There's a stage. It's a little bit of Twi'lek and Togruta mixed gender dance. What's the word? Oh, it's like it starts with C, like not carousel. Crap.
Burlesque.
Yeah, kind of burlesque. Yeah, like a burlesque show going on. And so the lights out away from the stage are very dim. It's kind of a bit of smoke going on. You see that off in the corner there are a couple of the Dejaric tables, which is like the space chess from like Millennium Falcon. A couple of Dejaric tables with some people hovered around them and playing. And yeah, if you want, it might be wise if you guys see, does our assassin, what moves do you have? I want to check and see if they've got a particular move here. The look. This might be the perfect time for Krosh to roll the look.
Okay, let's see then.
All right, when you read a charged situation, roll with savagery. Your savagery is pretty good at a 2.
I'm not sure which of these dice are mine now. I rolled 2d6.
Oh, let's go ahead and we'll just delete those and you roll 2 fresh.
Yeah, okay.
Hold on, let me delete them first. Sorry, having trouble. All right, cool. Roll 2 fresh dice, and we're watching right now.
Yes, okay. So that's 9, and my savagery is 2, so that's an 11.
Okay, on a 10, you get to ask 2 questions from the list. You see the list? It's on row 18 under your character there.
Yeah. What's my enemy's true position?
Mm-hmm.
And which enemy is most vulnerable?
Nice. So what's your enemy's true position? So here is what you get. there is an Alderani human by the name of Diago de Marrakesh. He occasionally moves product for Screet Montbank. He's not heavy into it. He's kind of that guy who goes to a few parties and happens to have party favors along with him. He is here, and he hasn't seen the two of you enter yet. He's up at the bar, and you actually see that Atima is at the bar and chatting with him. But Screet, you realize that she's probably keeping him like occupied is what she's trying to do. She's going above and beyond. So that's your first question. Where's your enemy? And then your second question was enemy most vulnerable to you. Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. So without a doubt, he is the most vulnerable to you. However, you should be advised that there is a particular Wookiee here, a Wookiee bounty hunter named Ruvu. And she has had her eye on you. You don't know who turned you in for running afoul of the guild, but if you were to lay one of your big Trandoshan fingers on someone, it would be her. She is on row 8, C8. If you want to take a look at her, she has, she's here, and she's not paying any attention to the burlesque show that's going on. And she's marked you like she's here. But again, the one who's most vulnerable to you is that Alderani. Ruvu is not vulnerable to you at all. So you mark all this cross as you're working through. Montbank, you pick out Atima. She's one of your little informants. But maybe you don't pick out that the Alderani is anything other than a possible mark for her. Crush, what do you do with that information?
I think I kind of not very discreetly nudge Screet like with the elbow and tilt my head towards Atima and the Alderani, like very obviously pointing him out to Screet.
And I'll look over and kind of narrow my eyes, maybe working through the card catalog of my brain of people that work for me, thinking, okay, Cross, perhaps we should have a quiet word with him. If you can make sure there's no surprises. And I'll begin walking over towards the bar.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, Crush, how are you going to make sure there are no surprises? What's your plan?
Well, like since he told me to prepare for possible violence, I've got my body armor on. I've got my blaster carbine. I'm fully kitted out, so I'm not discreet. So I will.
I saw you arrived, so I kind of got that no discretion. It's awesome.
So I'll kind of walk behind Screet, but I've got all of my attention on this Wookiee, on Ruvu. Because obviously she's the biggest danger here, so she's the one I need to keep my eyes on.
That is a really wise thing. Cool. So as you guys are headed in generally the same direction, and Montbank, you're about to address this Alderani, we're going to cut away from you guys with Pib Weebler. So if I remember, you were saying the speeder bike isn't fully functional. So how is it that you guys arrive at the Blue Milk restaurant, which I still need to name?
I think that it's not fully functional, but I think we chance it anyways. I think there's pit stops along the way. Things got to be rebooted. Maybe
so. It's like a.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's almost like a drum and bass album, except not quite as sexy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are rolling in. Unfortunately, the current sidecar that Crazo was working on isn't functional, so
Right.
you just had to leave it in the alley. So
Yeah.
I think Crazo is like on the very back. You're driving, and then Orak is in the middle there. So all three of you guys are on the speeder bike heading in. And Cheek, you are heading out at the time that Pib Weebler and his gang show up. What do you do, Cheek?
I'm a little surprised. Like I try to time it so this doesn't happen, so we don't have ourselves sighted in the same spot, and anyone might be able to perhaps connect us and start drawing lines and figure out what's going on. And they're not usually early, so it's kind of like a stop in the doorway and like, do I scamper off? Do I head back in? And let me ask you this, Rich, what happens to make me decide which one to do?
Ooh,
I can give you what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I see whatever droid the proprietor was talking about somewhere on the street, and I'm like, okay, back inside.
Oh yeah, I was totally going there. I just didn't, like, for some reason I got out of loop. Yes, you see, if you look in the NPCs and places, I actually have a cool picture of this aforementioned droid. He is on row 17, E631. Yeah, you see him watching the Blue Milk restaurant. He doesn't like cross his arms or lean against anything because he's a freaking droid, but he's watching the place. When you come out, you're like, oh crap, I ignored that droid because droid, but there he is.
Yeah, he does not look like a good guy to get in the way of.
So
cool. I'm probably not good at it, but I tried to cover it as like, oh, cousin, I didn't think you would make it. Let's go inside and have a drink.
It's my favorite cousin.
Crazy's like, oh. Orex says, I'll wait outside.
Right.
Crazy says, hey, we're gonna have some trouble. He shows you, like, he chucks his little ion blaster.
I'll kind of try to whisper in Pib's ear as we're going in. Like, Jakub was acting strange. That's why I'm running late. He said that droid has been scoping out the place.
That checks out. Screek called me this morning. He's worried that somebody's trying to lift you with the goods. So
what?
I'm sticking by you on this one.
Poodoo.
I'm gonna hand you a very, very rusty blaster. Also, I'm down one, so I hope you're a good shot.
Cool. Hey, Cheek, I'm going to give you +1 stress. Just because that's a thing that I can do, and it seems appropriate for you right now, as you've realized that you may be neck deep in poodoo.
Okay, do I have to roll anything for that, or just?
No, I'm just handing stress.
Okay.
And do we start with 2? Is that what it is?
It depends on your playbook. Just like
mine starts with 2. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. There must be a back way out, right?
Oh yeah. Problem is that's the back way out is normally where the pickup goes. So if they're watching us, they'll see us go out that way. So we can split it up or ditch goods. Or take the, give them the chance to track us, I suppose.
Screet sent you. I imagine you know how to deal with this. It's not.
Rizzo says, you guys just go out like you're normal, and then I'll shoot in the back. I've got an ion blaster.
Yeah, so I want to try and let's see, use this get my gang to follow my lead on something dangerous.
Oh, yeah, that seems like a perfect move for you to pull off here.
And here's my proposal, right? I think that the way that this goes down is subtlety is not the name of the game. So I think that typically I get Crazo, and normally Diz is there to help, to start like a big scene further down the alley than where the Blue Milk Bar is at.
Mm-hmm.
To sort of like create a bunch of attention to give us cover to sneak out and to make it so people don't see what's going on in the alley.
Okay. So just so I'm clear, your plan is normally you have one thing going, but you don't have access to that. So what do you want Aurak and Crazo to do, just so I can know how they may do it wrong?
Right. I want Aurak and Crazo to like shut down power to the place. I want them to like find a spot, break something, and kill the lights in this little neck of the woods.
Okay. That sounds good. Yeah. When you get your gang to follow your lead on something dangerous, costly, or out of the ordinary, roll with hustle. Your hustle is a 2. You're good at this. Is that your physical dice? I love it, Devin.
That is a 10.
What? Oh, man, I don't love it. Okay, that's awesome. With a 10, you get all 3. They go along with the plan. They follow your instructions precisely. They don't demand drugs or cash.
Oh, nice.
Weird. That's because Diz isn't here. I don't know. Anyway, Crazo goes in. Aurak stays on the outside. They work together. And I think you wanted to shut down power for the Blue Milk restaurant?
Like the whole alley that it's
the whole, okay. That makes sense. I just wanted, that's why I wanted to check in. Yeah, I think that what Aurak and Crazo do is they'll find effectively like a transformer box, and they unload with both of their ion blasters on it while you two guys wait inside the Blue Milk restaurant. Pew, 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 and the powers goes out, and there's like a 3 second before everything cuts over to backup power, so you guys have a chance to do stuff. What do you want to do?
I think that Diz isn't here, who normally picks up the product. So Cheek, we're just gonna have to take it ourselves. And I guess, yeah, Cheek, you grab the goods and I'll show you the way. And there's like another building, like we go out and then in another building, and that is our little getaway tunnel.
All right. So it sounds like, Pib, you're leading the way to try to go through the cover of temporary darkness. So you'll be pushing your luck to pull this off. Now, Cheek, just so you're aware, after the roll, you can choose to help or interfere after a PC has rolled. And it's a really cool, it's like one of my favorite PBTA help mechanics is the one in Cartel. So go ahead and push your luck. You roll with grit, Pib Wheeler.
I think I'm not gritty, right? Let's see.
You have a grit of -1.
That's a 6.
So,
but wait.
Oh, that's right. Do you want to help?
This is where it comes into play, right? It's useful.
Yep. When you help or interfere after a PC is rolled, wager stress, max of +3, and roll. On a hit, you give them a +2 or a +1 or a -2 to their roll, your choice. On a 7 to 9, you mark however much stress you wagered on the roll. On a miss, you mark the stress you wagered and prepare for the worst.
Let's do it. +3.
Cool. Now, just so you're aware, I went back and looked up, because going to change this on the character keeper going forward. You also start with 2 stress. So the fact that I just gave you a stress, you're sitting at 3.
Oh, all right. So I am not as pristine.
No, you're not as pristine. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm at 3, and it only goes up to 5. So I don't think I can wager 3 anymore.
You can wager 2.
Yeah, that's what I'll do then, because I really don't want to get caught here.
Awesome. You should do that.
Oh, come on now. It's a 10.
Oh, man. How amazing is that? That gives you that +1, which pushes your roll to push your luck up to a 7. So with a 10, that means you don't have to mark any of that stress that you risked in your
No problem.
I'm
totally keeping it together.
Yep, you got it together, man. All right, on a 7 to 9 with push your luck. So that's what you got pushed to. You didn't fail, but you get a 7 to 9. On a 7 to 9, things don't work out like you'd hoped. The MC will tell you how you can turn things around if you act quickly, make an ugly choice, or tough it out. So here's what I'll give you. One of your 2 members of your gang has to stay behind to cover your little shebs so you guys can get out. You get to choose who. Is it Aurak or is it Krazo?
Yeah, I'm leaving Krazo behind.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. So you guys take off. Aurak slides across. The lights start coming up as Krazo's putting just one more good shot on the transformer, but the backups come up and he looks around and then he sees that things are going Pomfar shaped and sideways. So he charges straight after the droid. Like he's just going after E631. And you guys duck down an alleyway and you're gone. Like you are away from this trouble spot with Aurak behind you. Pib Wheeler, your comm unit buzzes.
Okay.
With a new message. Someone calling you.
Yeah. What's the word?
Hey, it's Diz. Where are you guys?
At the location. Where you at?
Not there.
Right.
I'll get there. Yeah, I'll get there. Don't worry. Yeah. See you soon. Bye.
No, job's on.
So we cut to the cantina, the show cantina, as Screet Montbank slides up near Diago de Marrakesh, the Alderani fixer who occasionally sells party favors of your wasted. And he is chatting with the team, and maybe he doesn't know she's a sex worker because he is like throwing some really cool lines, and he's just bought her a really nice Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster and everything.
I think that having complete faith that Cross has my back, I'm going to kind of slide up next to the 2 of them. And, the lovely Edema. And, oh, hello, my friend. It seems that you wish the company of this fair lady. And I'm going to have kind of moved my jacket to the side so that my blaster is clearly visible right there at his ribs. Why don't we move somewhere more private so that you can have a conversation? Edema, my love, would you be so kind as to take us to one of your rooms?
Nice. It sounds like you're trying to pressure him.
I am.
To go along with you. Roll with hustle. I'm going to give you a +1 forward because you just flashed a blaster to this sucker. Yeah.
All right. And I have something that lets me, let me check on, what is it? Pressure someone, I get to use face instead of hustle.
Oh, nice.
All right. So that comes from the plaza.
Perfect. So that means he knows what you do, right? Because you're okay. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
That will give me a 14.
Holy shnikey. Yeah, on a hit, they see your point. They have to follow your lead. Atima just nods and she says, yeah, there's a room back here. And she'll lead ahead and you guys go down a little hallway and you're walking away. Crush! You're headed towards Rubu, right? To deal with that problem, you're loaded for bear. And she gets up from her little, like she's on a stool, right? And she kind of dwarfs it. And she'll stand up and start walking towards you completely unafraid. Right. But what do you do as you now see that your boss is kind of sliding away with the mark?
I'm kind of walking along. I'm turned towards her the whole time, like keeping my eyes on her, very obviously, not hiding that it's her I'm watching, and keeping my back to Screet. So I'm like trying to stay between her and Screet and the Aldorani and Atima as they move. So trying to cover them. And I'm just watching her. I've got this carbine, just holding it casually in one hand, but obviously ready for violence.
Nice. Cool. So you're eyeing this Wookiee. You guys, your species have had enmity for millennia. And you're trying to keep an eye on your boss as well. They head down a corridor and Atima opens up a door and they're headed into a room. Montbank, are you going to call Cross to you or just trust that he's going to keep an eye on the outside while you deal with things directly?
I'm probably just trusting that Cross is going to handle that. There's no problems going to get in the way. That's kind of what I'd mentioned to him. And so it's, keep an eye, keep everything calm, no surprises.
All right. Awesome. You come into this room. You see that there is, it's basically like this large couch and a little coffee table. You see there's a hollow projector in the middle. It smells lightly of like some kind of spice, just something to take the edge off. And Atima, she will head in, but not sit on the couch. She'll just kind of remain standing with her hands clasped in front of her. And the Alderani says, I did not expect you, Mr. Montbank. I know that I've moved some product for you in the past. Did you have something you need me to do?
Oh, I don't know if it's so much I have something I need you to do, but perhaps you can be useful to me. I'll be very casual. I'll have even kind of, slid my coat back over the blaster. So, I'm the sort of person who enjoys fine things. I understand that everyone has needs, desires, and sometimes they can be expensive. These things that we desire, we're willing to do foolish things to get them. Sometimes we even betray those who could, cause us great difficulties.
I think you're trying to get the truth out of someone.
I am trying to get the truth out of someone.
Now, you have that reputation for violence. You roll with face instead of hustle when you pressure someone. However, this is a different move, getting the truth. When you try to get the truth out of someone, roll plus hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so unfortunately, you're rolling with a -1.
Yes, I'm quite bad at that.
People tell you what you want to hear. It's often a lie.
So let's see how I do.
Good luck.
I got an 8.
Nice. So if you look at the move, this is another super highlight from Cartel for me. Get the truth. On a hit, first of all, you clear 1 stress. So you definitely want to take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then on a 7 to 9, you pick one of those three options. They can't mislead you with the truth, they can't confuse you with falsehoods, or they can't stonewall you with silence.
They can't confuse me with falsehoods.
Nice. So he says, that I'm sure that has to be a very, very big problem for you with people and not being able to trust them. That's definitely something I wouldn't want to have to deal with. Did I tell you I'm from Alderaan?
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Yes, I lost so many people there.
I went in my youth. It was a blast.
Wow, he like nervously trembles for a little bit at that little joke, and he says, "What do you want me to say, Mr. Montbank?
I want you to tell me who convinced you to betray me. And I want you to tell me why I'm not going to make your insides outside. And hopefully you're going to say it in a way that we both find profit from."
Chema Pike, Kor's consort, she offered me a lot of credits, but more than that, she has a line on some priceless artifacts that my family used to own, and I can tell you where we meet. What if I tell you where we meet? Then you could get her alone.
Yes, that would be something that would profit me. Also, it could profit me if you continue to give her information, provided we have an agreement on what that information is.
Of course. Of course, that you are very generous, Mr. Montbank. I will tell her whatever you want me to tell her. I'll do whatever you want.
I'm going to move up close to him. I'm going to make you a promise. Betraying me a second time will be the worst mistake you ever make. But fortunately, it will be a mistake you will not have to live with long.
And sweat is just pouring down his forehead. And you see it's on his like upper lip as well. You're pretty damn sure that you've gotten the message across.
I'll turn back, towards the door. Oh, one other thing. And I'm just going to spin around and just backhand him good and solid across the face. And as he falls, I'm going to reach out and bring some credits and hand them to, what is her name?
Atima.
Atima, would you be so kind as to clean up this filth? And I will walk out.
Nice. Atima will smile pleasantly, happy to get the credits and happy to do what you want, thinking that she's gotten one step closer to being in the cartel rather than outside.
And she has. Good on her. She's going to be remembered.
Let's cut outside to Krosh. Ruvu is making her way up to you, and you see that your boss went inside a room. And she'll come up and say, I hate that loud carking thing that brought you here.
So,
I hate what brought it here and what it brought as well. You know, Bosk used to carry the pelt of my lover. Do you? Have you ever killed one of my people? Or is that not part of your game?
probably, I don't keep track of all the trash I kill.
So she's trying to kind of pressure you. She's kind of looking for a fight. You've got a couple of options here. You can either justify your behavior to her, even insultingly, or if you want, you can just size her up and go toe to toe, which maybe your boss doesn't want, but probably would be really fun.
Yeah. I'm looking for a fight too. So now that she's come looking for it, I am ready to throw down.
Cool. And just so we're clear, she's speaking Wookiee. So we'll just somehow your Trandoshan can speak Wookiee. Maybe you can't speak Wookiee back. You just speak basic, like, common in Star Wars world.
Yeah.
But yeah, you two are talking and jawing at each other, and we have a little bit of subtitles going on. Like we're cheating because normally we don't have subtitles for Wookiees, but for some reason, thank goodness Solo let us do it. Anyway, sorry. All right, you roll with savagery to size her up.
Okay. So let's see.
So what you want to do, if you want to re-roll the 2 successes you have, is take the mouse and just click on it to where it shows this orange highlight. Then you can click the green re-roll selected button, and it'll just re-roll those 2 rather than presenting 2 new dice.
Yeah. That's 8. So with my savagery, that's a 10. I don't know if I get the +1, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
the look from before.
Oh, right. Yeah, you basically have an 11. On a hit, you ask questions. You get to ask 3 with a 10 plus. Do you have the size someone up is listed on the basic stress and drug moves?
Okay. How can I show you dominance? Is definitely going to be in there.
Yeah.
What are your current? I don't know. Is it one question for current weaknesses and strengths?
That's a fair question. You got a 10 plus, so I think you can ask what are current weaknesses and strengths. I'm good with that.
Yeah. I think those are just the only ones I'm interested in. So.
Okay, cool. So here is what you have as your answers. I'm going to answer these questions, and then we're going to cut away from you, and then we'll cut back. So the answers are her current weaknesses. She has a whole lot of armor plating on her left arm. You can see that in the picture. You can see that there's a lot of fur missing in patches. That armor is there because she has taken a pretty heavy wound to her left side. That's her weakness. She's trying to kind of cosmetic over it. Her current strengths is that she's a Wookiee, and so she can rip your arms out of your sockets if she gets hold of them. She also has a bowcaster and a vibro knife that's hidden in her fur. And then how can you show her dominance? She's in a big cantina. If you defeat her, like if you're able to be stronger than her and hurt her in a way that everyone sees, she won't submit, but she'll get the heck out of Dodge and not bother you until she's got a significantly superior force behind her. So, Pib Weber, You and Cheek have taken off. Aurak is behind you. You've got Cheek has the Cantona of Waste It, and you guys have made it away from E651. Where did you take your good cousin, your favorite cousin, as Krazo will remember for it until his dying days, which may be minutes from now?
So we dropped down. There's a secret passage. We dropped down, and there's like this automated like freight trolley that runs below the city. It's not for personnel, but we can, I know where it's at, and it's, you got to hang tight, but it is a ride you can manage. And so I take Cheek down here. This is normally where we'd go to get the product out of this side of town. But I think first, I gotta let Cheek know. Okay, I have bad news. It's been a day of bad news, but I guess I have worse news. So boss called me this morning, said that they were looking at picking you up. He also told me that we're gonna have to move you to a different lab. And
What?
Just wanted to ask before we hop on this this exit here. If there's anything that you need to go back and get, this might be
yes, everything. Everything is in there.
Aurak says,
everything's
"Hey." Aurak says, "Hey, just so you know, we have a speeder truck that serves, meat, and we could just make that your lab."
Sounds good to me.
All of the containment and the safety and the disposal equipment, it's not going to fit on a truck.
It's a big truck.
Look, I'll talk to Street. There's got to be something we can do if he wants to fortify it or something, but there's no way I can turn out the same quality of product from a meat truck.
Pib, you want me to go back and check on Krazo and meet with Diz?
Yeah, get a hold of Diz. Tell Diz to back up Krazo. Make sure they both get out of there. I don't know why Diz is so late. I'll take care of Cheek. I guess we got to go see Street, and figure out what we're gonna do about this truck or lab.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. And then he'll take off as you guys get on the tram and zip away. We are running low on time, so I am sorry that was such a quick scene, but we're going to jump back because Anders may not be with us next week. We'll see how the waitlist treats us. And why don't you turn to violence? You're acting on one of these answers, so you get to +1. When you turn to violence, roll with savagery. You get that +1 from sizing her up.
Seven. So that's a 10, I guess.
You roll a 7 + 3 is 10. Wow. Perfect. You get to choose 3. You want to inflict terrible harm, suffer little harm, resist marking stress, or avoid collateral damage. You don't get one of those. So which one don't you mark is really the question.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to take the stress because it's fitting. It's like, but yeah. I want to take the stress, so I'll do all the other ones.
Okay, so you inflict terrible harm, you suffer little harm, and you avoid collateral damage. What of your many weapons, what is it that you use to deal out damage to this fine Wookiee bounty hunter?
I think I kind of fake like I'm going to drop the carbine, like we're going to actually throw down physically, hand to hand. But then I pull out my holdout blaster and I shoot her in her injured side. So I specifically target where she seems to be weak.
Wicked. Oh, that's wicked. That's wicked. So yeah, she is actually she's in the process of dropping her bowcaster when you whip out that holdout blaster, hit her right in the arm. She roars angrily. And yeah, she reaches for her vibro knife and she's going to stab you, but you've got this body armor, right? So it deflects that somewhat. And I'm going to say that you will not, because you suffer little harm, you will not have to get Karking shot because you just got Karking stabbed. So I'm going to say that she does 2 stress worth of damage to you, which is going to push you out to your max. So how do you see this ending up? Is this a thing where you shoot her, she stabs you, and then you end up killing her, which will have a whole different set of complications if you're able to come back to us? Or is this a thing where you've effectively dominated her, she's in too much pain to continue, and you leave her alive but defeated?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave her alive because I more want to humiliate her than to kill her, and I kind of also want to have the opportunity to later find out if she really was the one who ratted me out to the guild.
Yeah,
but
nice.
definitely she's down on the floor and I'm like kicking her in the face, and I
Cool.
guess that's where Screet comes out.
Yep. So Screet, you come out after having your polite conversation with the Alderani, and you see Krosh beating the poodoo out of a Wookiee bounty hunter. It doesn't necessarily look like he's lost control, but he is definitely taking it out. There's a lot of people in the cantina watching this. The show has stopped. The burlesque show has kind of stopped at this point, and they're starting to move off the stage because this is like, there isn't major collateral damage, but say some chairs and tables have gotten shoved aside as they roll around and do a bit of this fight, but it's obvious who the victor is here. What do you do, Scream?
I'm extremely proud that Cross has made a distraction that means my presence here is probably forgotten. As I quietly say into my comm unit, I'm leaving now. Make sure Cross gets out all right. And we'll just stroll right out of the door into my car and go.
Nice. Yeah, you DD him out, no problem whatsoever. As you are heading out, Montbank, you're about to leave when your Duros lackey Fantoon Trados comes over and he kind of taps on the glass. He has something to tell you. He says,
yes.
One of those Karking Jawa just came out of here a few minutes ago while you were in. I've got one of my people following her.
Really? One of Peeves?
He does his face like, it's Jawa. I think so. Think so, boss.
Have the boys pick him up. I'll get Peeb. We'll have a little conversation with him.
Got it. Cool. So, yeah, what is the last thing, Crush, after you defeat Ruvar? Ruvu. Crap, Rich is bad with name that he made up. Once you've defeated Ruvu and she's laying there panting for breath, delirious, Montbank has left, you've done your job. What do you do?
You can keep your filthy pelt for now until I need a seat warmer.
Oh my god, that's the best. That's so good.
Just walk out after Screet, just turning my back on her and walking out.
Awesome. So that will bring us this session to a close. I like to have a few minutes at the end here so that we can do feedback. And I just want to say real quick, Devin, Anders, it was a pleasure playing with you guys. Thank you so much. Really great characterizations and some really, really interesting characters that you've created. So thank you for that. We are going to do Stars and Wishes, friends. So Stars and Wishes is a feedback that I do like 2/3 of the time now. It's weird. I started off all Roses and Thorns. I was like, ride or die with Roses and Thorns, but I'm trying out this Stars. It's new, it's different, guys. It's a little sweeter to the taste, but we'll make it happen. I'm going to let Tyler lead us off. So Stars and Wishes will start. You can do Stars and Wishes all together. Stars is positive feedback to your other players. What's a star highlight for you from today's session? And then a wish is something you'd like to see in future sessions or future times that we get to play together on the off chance that unfortunately you don't move off the wait list. So Tyler, lead us off.
Stars, first off, Keith, it is always, I love playing with you. You're just such a good player. I love this character and how you, that's, every little moment was fantastic. Devin, I don't think we've played together before, but holy crap, you're awesome. Pete was a great character. I loved your interactions with the gang. All of that was phenomenal. And Anders, this is the place for you. You are so freaking good. You are a marvelous role player. It is such an asset for the Gauntlet to have you playing with us. Love the character, love the dedication to what you were doing with them. It was first rate. I hope we see you again, because I definitely like Screech and Cross together. I thought that we had really neat scene. So awesome. And Rich, God, so good. It's always so good. You're just, oh God, you sicken me. You're so good. Wishes. I got to say, I love everything that's going on here. I like the sort of, the betrayal bits to it and how this gang war might play out. And I sort of, I see Screech as a manipulator and setting up things. And so I look forward to trying to set up complex things and them all come crashing down around my head as appropriately they should. So that's my wish, is to kind of set up complex plans to get these pikes where I can crush them. And of course, the complications. Oh, the complications.
So many complications. Thank you so much, Tyler. Keith, let's hit us with at least 2 stars and a wish.
Stars, I'm agreeing a lot with what Tyler said, and I'll add on about his characterization. It's absolutely enthralling and terrifying. And a lot of times I have trouble with like the games where you're out of a scene for a while, staying engaged, but the way that Anders and Tyler were playing their characters, it was an interesting scene to watch and listen to. And also having the mannerisms also in the scenes with Devin, like I just feel like the small parts of the characters that people were playing were very huge, like the way things were being said and things that weren't being said and what is your priority, which all built up the situation where as an audience member, I'm like, well, how the hell is this going to work out? I want to watch the next episode of that. And I guess my only wish is trying to get as many people into a scene as possible, because I want to see them bouncing off of each other. Even though the NPCs are interesting, I feel like the main characters, I want them together as much as possible.
Man, Zoom, I like talk on mute all the time now. I used to be good at this, guys. Devin, what about you? 2 stars and a wish.
Yeah, stars all around. I guess first of all, Rich, I love the setting and all the materials that you provided. I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I'm not super deep into any of the EU stuff and all the different species and all that. So that was really helpful and really painted an exciting world. And then all the performances, what I really liked about today's game is that it really felt like a Star Wars, because we had these very different scenes in terms of tone and voice, but it was all part of the shared world, and that was really exciting to be a part of. For a wish, I'm not sure if I'll be able to jump in next week. I'm further down the line, so I wish that I have stirred up enough trouble that it's fun for y'all to play with as this story moves forward.
I think you have. God, I love Pip Weebler. It was great. Awesome. Thank you so much, Devin. And then Anders, bring us home with your stars and wishes, please.
Yeah, like I said before, this was my first time playing with the Gauntlet, so I was a bit nervous. It's a bit weird playing with people I've only watched on YouTube before. But this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this a lot. I'll start with Rich. I think, again, just like Devin said, this really felt like Star Wars. Even though the game is from for a completely different setting, it was it felt it felt like Star Wars. I mostly just agree with what everyone said. I thought Tyler's characterization of Screet was really great. It was a lot of fun to play off of that, even though we didn't interact all that much. And I'd love to have the chance to have a scene with especially Pib. I think that would be a lot of fun, trying to pull off that heist or something. I love Cheek, like this kind of out of place guy, not really a bit out of his depth in this situation. I just had a lot of fun. I hope I get the chance to play with at least some of you sometime or in the future.
Cool. I gotta say, Anders, I'm so happy that you joined us. I'm glad you came off the wait list. It was a pleasure playing with you. You were such a trooper. Like, I'll hold that mic up. I'm sure that wasn't super fun, but I appreciate you doing that. I really liked your Trandoshan. Like, I have a person who's played Trandoshan like 4 or 5 different games, and like you were up there with like awesome Trandoshan moments of like, I mean, I've never pulled for a Trandoshan to beat a Wookiee before, but I kind of did this time. And that was a weird feeling for me, Anders, but it was cool. And Devin, yeah, I hope you sneak in off the wait list for one of the 2 remaining games. If not, we definitely will look forward to seeing you in 2020 with other Star Wars Saturday stuff. You guys were really great. Keith and Tyler, you guys are rock stars. I'm so excited to see Keith on the wait list, and I handpicked Tyler. He couldn't get out of it, so there you are. Wishes for me. I wish we had more than 3 sessions. Like, this is really fun. Thank you guys so much, and I'll go ahead and let you go. We're almost on time. Thanks again, and have a good evening. Anders, and
That's
afternoon to
awesome.
everybody else.